Burn the cinders! Chaotic!
SoundCloud.com/chaotic flame, YouTube.com/@ nothing left to do but win. We are back with a very special episode. For those who have been tuned into the channel, know that I started to do a little research to learn about Krump. I was up one night. I felt the energy as I'm watching Krumpers, and I'm like, hold on. Are there any New Jersey Krumpers out there? Is there someone local I might be able to connect with? Like, what's going on in the New Jersey Krump scene? So when I did my due diligence, I found a good brother by the name of L-Cerious. Now, this is our follow-up interview. There has been a lot that has been going on, and I do have genuine questions, so I'm very excited to get this going. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest of the day to the panel. We have L-Cerious himself is in the building. What's good, brother?
What's good, brother? What's good?
Hey, everything is good over here, man. Good to reconnect with you. Visuals looking crispy over there, man.
Thank you, man. The upgrade is crazy. I know.
Your background looks good. Even the printer/fax looks.
Yeah. You like my man Sonic back here wanted to join me. You know.
All right, we in the building, man. So all right, let's talk about. In fact, I'll give you the opportunity. If there's anything that you would like to preface this or precursor this with, or anything you would like to get into, I'd like to give you the opportunity to speak.
I was going to give you, if you have any questions first, or like I can go if you want me to. I just if you got genuine questions, I'm more than happy to let it be known. So I know a lot of people want to know about the stuff, what's going on in the Krump Jersey hype right now. So that's what I'm here for. People wanted to know the answers, and I felt like the perfect place to do it was on your podcast. So here I am.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So let's talk about Jersey hype, right? Because that's one of the first things that I found out about. So what has happened, or what is happening with Jersey hype?
So rebranding, basically. For starters, I think I want to blame myself from the beginning, how this all started. When Jersey Hype first started back in 2000, it was 2016 when, we had everybody, had me, 07, Hideout, Chronic, Pegasus, had all those people that's not even here in Jersey no more. Those are the people that helped contribute to the movement, right? Yeah. And then later on, you have Phantom that came in, and I met him at Quarter Red. You heard this already on the last podcast. And then next comes Twin 07, aka Slugger, and then it goes on and goes on. He got Man Grizzly and what'd you call it? Monster Havoc. So you got all these people that came into this movement, right? And the most important thing I kept on my mind was I want people to feel equal in this movement. I don't want it to be like, hey, I started this thing off. Hey, it's about me. No, I kept it hush because I don't want people to feel like, hey, like you have to listen to me. No, I want people to come into this movement because Krump is all about the kingdom, right? So we all come together, get into a session, do what we all do, and most importantly, get Krump in Jersey. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, 8 years has passed. You got the people that started with me who was like a rookie. Not saying I'm the one that trained them. I wasn't the one that trained them, but they was busting their ass and stuff. You know what I mean? They was doing all that they can to get out there. The work ethic was there. I could tell you that. And some of them got a gig over in Las Vegas. And out of nowhere, I guess they automatically assumed that Jersey Hype was co-founded. And that's where we left off right now,
Uh-huh.
fighting over something that really wasn't. I don't think it was for us to be fighting over like that. So here we are right now. Everybody want to know answers and looking at me like I'm the bad guy because I put an LLC on the Krump Jersey Hype name.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So you went and created an LLC, and
Mhm.
did that rub people the wrong way because they weren't included in the creation of said LLC, or did they feel like somebody else should have done it? Like, I don't.
Well, I think they got mad because they claimed that I came out of nowhere with the LLC, but in reality that um we had spoke about this, me and Phantom, we were supposed to be me and him, but Phantom was kind of like, he was like left and right. He wanted us to be together, but at the same time I told him me and him supposed to be an LLC. But I told him he's the co-creator of Krump Jersey Hype because he's the creator of that logo.
Mhm.
So next thing you know, um, he told me he don't want to be the co-creator. He doesn't like the word creator at all. So I was like, okay. And what you want me to do? He said, this is for the movement. This is for the movement. So I took it upon myself to just take over the name because I want better for all of us. It wasn't just for me. Because if I put the LLC on me, I'm going to make sure everybody's going to be put on it. That was the main thing. But when I made the announcement, man, I didn't even get a chance to get a word out. Everybody just wanted to kick me out of everywhere, then they call me a narcissist and everything. So here we are right now, just like, well, I guess I need to explain this all over again.
So to me, it sounds like, you going to create the LLC kind of rub people the wrong way in a sense. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to like wrap my head around it because creating the LLC stopped somebody else from doing it. Anyone could have looked at what was going on and capitalized on it, but I'm having a difficult time comprehending how making this an official thing would have led people to. Well, how did it make you look like the villain?
Well, so 2 years or 3 years after Jersey Hype was created, we was actually going at it and stuff. '07 made this group called um Madhouse District, and it was supposed to be a group, supposed to be like the front line for the movement. You know what I mean? Um, I agreed to it, and then because I thought it was a dope idea. I love it. Like supposed to be the best of the best of Jersey. But as we kept on, like years kept going by, '07 is doing his own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. And like I'm supporting him as I should. I'm digging it. But I can tell that his path was kind of different from where I was going. So now I'm thinking like, okay, where we're going with this because I'm not liking it's like just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. I'm just saying that if he's doing this type of thing in Krump and you think that's good for Krump Jersey, I don't think that's good for Jersey Hype because I'm the one that's doing all the videos and stuff, and I got the presentation mindset and how Jersey Hype supposed to look like versus what
Yeah.
he's doing. So now, as soon when we had our last session over in I think it was 2022, that was our last session with '07 before he went over to Vegas. Um some months went by, and then I guess there was a change somewhere around there. I guess I don't know if he got big headed or he was talking to me like, I was his little homie or something, and he started with me and as a rookie. So right there was red flags immediately. And and there's some things that I can see why he was pissed off with me. Like for instance, yes, I did crash out on him on social media. Yes, I did because I was very mad because the way he was talking to me. But that didn't give me the right to go out there on social media, say this and that and third. So I take that blame. I actually went up and inboxed him and told him, okay, I apologize, man, because but I'm not understanding his behavior. He said, well, I'm not understanding what you're doing because you're saying some other stuff and it's not this. I'm like, no, it wasn't that at all, bro. You know what Jersey Hype is. So me and him was going back and forth about this Jersey Hype. Jersey Hype is co-founded. Jersey Hype. it isn't co-founded. You know, I go trying to do New Hype City 5. You saw it yourself. I was doing Jersey New Hype City 5 advertisements. I was going nuts
Promotion
on
was
that.
crazy. Promotion was crazy. Yeah.
Yes, it was crazy, you know, and in the mid of doing that, yes, I called out, you know, some Boston Crumpers and stuff because I was mad about something, whatever. They came over and did the handicap match with me and stuff, you know. Everybody wanted to cyberbully me like crazy because they was like, you lost, go at it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever, man. Yeah, you just had someone call out calling himself the new L-Cerious. You saw that too. So I laugh I laugh about it. I laugh about it because like, you know, it's at first I was mad, and now I'm looking at it back at now. I'm like, damn, I kind of thanked them because now my name is more famous than ever.
Yeah, of course. Publicity is publicity, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you was about to say something? I'm sorry.
Now I kind of was going to touch on, you know, someone else taking your name, but like, how did that make you feel? I know you said at first you were kind of like maybe a little put off by it.
Yeah,
You know, like, how did you initially feel when someone battles you, feels like they won, and now they try and take your name?
Yeah, because they said they wanted to battle me over at like the mass session, and me not thinking clearly because I'm still upset, I'm still pissed off. I went on and said, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get off on you and all stuff. Yeah, I'm better than you. But not realizing that I wasn't gonna be over there. So I'm sitting there like, what am I thinking? I know dang well I'm not gonna be over at the mass session. The mass session happens. Someone from Las Vegas battles the person who claiming himself to be the new L-Cerious. I see the footage.
Wow. Wow.
It's funny. It's funny moment. Next thing you know, I'm seeing pictures of him like and the new L-Cerious because I didn't show up to the Boston. So now, you know, I'm just sitting here like, damn, like, how you gonna call yourself the new L-Cerious? You didn't battle yet. So now my name's blowing up like crazy because it was like, dang, they got some people thinking I went over there, got killed off again, or like the fact that, oh man, he sucks or whatever. So on top of that, my squad is telling me to be quiet on social media. I had one of the squad members telling me, don't say anything. The squad got your back. Remember when I say this. 2 weeks later, I get called out by 07 and Brash. I'm sitting there like, why am I getting called out? I thought you had my back, you know? They sitting there with question marks over their heads. So to me, I'm looking at it as straight portrayal. Now, I'm sitting here like, what I'm going to do next? Because now it seems like to me they're taking advantage of the heat that was already on me and try to capitalize off of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the best thing I can possibly do is go over to Vegas, go to the KCS Krump championship tournament. That's where I went to. And when I went over there, everybody was in shock. The West Coast Crumpers saw me. They was like, wait, you L-Cerious? Like, yeah, I'm L-Cerious. I'm here to get off because my name been blowing up like crazy on social media. Everybody talking about they want rounds and stuff, whatever. When I knew they only trying to do that because like my name got a lot of heat now because I was stirring up a lot of beef. That was all it was. So I had to still do something on about me in 07 because I remember him calling me out. I'm still in Las Vegas. I had one of the West Coast Crumpers tell me like, yo, you can get off on 07 if you want to. I'm like, no, like me and him got an event together. It makes no sense to call me out when I'm in charge of doing the advertisements and I'm the cameraman. Like, come on, that doesn't make no sense. So I thought about the most goofiest way I can try to turn this battle down. I actually went to his job where it's the Awakening. And I took a picture and I said, oh, yeah, I thought it was all about you over here, but I found out you wasn't here. So I guess the battle's over. Yeah, it's over.
Wow. My man went out to Vegas for the smoke.
Oh. I was already in Vegas, because the Krump tournament was in Vegas, but his job is also in the Strip as well. So I'm like, since I'm here, I might as well just go over there, you know, make a funny post. And man, these people, some of the people thought it was funny, but most of them thought it was mad disrespectful because it was his job. I'm like,
Yes.
well, it's not like I was trying to make fun of it, and I was just trying to just be goofy, have everybody a good time. But some people thought it was a real disrespectful move, and like, man, I don't like that. You had my job, and you knew I was over here, man. You still getting these rounds. You can't do anything. And I'm sitting there like, why is he going so hard trying to battle me? Is it because I got a lot of heat on me right now? Are you trying to capitalize off of that? I don't understand. So I just kept on saying no, because we supposed to be focusing on New Hype City 5. That's what I was excited about.
Yeah.
So the day I come back from the KCS back in Jersey, I ran into a couple of Krumpers that I know, and they was asking me questions over at North Penn Station, talking about like, yo, what happened, man? I'm like, bro, I don't know what the heck happened. I was trying to turn down a battle. They said, this doesn't look good as an OG. I'm like, you go ahead and try to make videos, do a broadcast, and do everything else for the squad that you help build and everything. And then you'll probably understand why I'm feeling this way, you know? So I told him, I'm not going to the session, because it makes no sense why we're trying to battle each other. And it wasn't like I was scared to battle. It was just, it makes no sense. Why are you trying to degrade somebody when you know I'm in charge of something that I have a big responsibility for, you know?
And not only that, if I could, it's like you guys have like a real authentic history as well. I've seen the videos. I've ran through your entire YouTube. I've watched the NJPW, and I've seen the bond that you brothers had at one point.
Right.
I've seen it. I've heard the story of how he like lived around the corner or something. Y'all ran into each other, but y'all kind of started with each other.
Yeah, we kind of started with each other, and like, once again, I kind of blame myself for not letting him know that this wasn't really a co-founded thing, which is why I was going so hard on those videos. Like, I felt like I had a big responsibility since everybody jumped aboard. I needed to really like hold myself accountable. I want to make sure everybody gets seen, and that's exactly what I did. I guess like when times, like as years went by, I guess, you know, he wants to do his own thing, but you know, don't take advantage of, try to bump me out the curve and thinking that, well, I'm in charge, and because I don't like the way you be acting and being all types of judgmental against me and other people, you know, I don't think that's the right call. You know, we should be having a conversation with each other. You feel me? At equal ground. So, but it never happened that way, and here we are, separated.
Now, if I could, where do you and 07 stand at this very second?
Enemies.
And hold up. That's a heavy word. So now here's my thing, because I've been through a lot with a lot of people. Now this is kind of beyond Krump. It's like, how can you, me, or anybody be friends with each other for 5, 10, 15 years in one situation, able to destroy an entire history of
Well, I think because I think this all started with me crashing out on him on the social media. I think that's for starters. And I went back to him later on and actually apologized to him. But I can hear in his voice that he really didn't take that seriously. And so I'm like, yeah, he kind of brushed that off. He still got a problem with me. I could tell. But we kept it moving.
Like personal though, right? Like you didn't get like you didn't like.
Nah.
I don't know. I didn't see everything. So like you didn't like, were you like verbally attacking him in said post? Like, can you understand why he would still hold on to that?
Well, I think from what Phantom, taking the words from Phantom, what he told me, that he was still mad at me for the fact that I took a picture in front of his job talking about the awakening on stage.
Yeah, that was a bit much. I ain't gonna lie, but it's like you were already out there at an event, and then it's like this is down the block, but I can 100% how that could be like not received well. Like this is where he needs to provide for the people, the family that depends on him, you know. So I can definitely understand. And then it's like, yo, we in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Like this didn't happen in Jersey. You didn't just run down to the bodega. Like, nah, you took a flight, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, man, took a flight to Vegas.
Yeah, I definitely took a flight. And it's like I went over there because I said I needed to do something because I was I was getting cyber bullied by half of the Boston crowd. I got betrayed by my own Jersey squad because they was trying to convince me on something else. Like, I understand where they was coming from. I understand that. But to have someone else, the other OG, I'm going to tell you about him. His name is
All
Brash.
right.
I'm going to get to him in a second. But to have him in '07 come out of nowhere and call me out and think that was okay when they told me to be quiet on social media and said that your squad got your back. But that same squad calls me out, the leaders of that squad. So it's like, who's the wrong one now? They want me to take accountability, which I am right now on this broadcast. I'm going to address everything what's happened. I'm wrong for, if y'all say I'm wrong for doing that or taking a picture, okay, that's fine. And I'll take a L on that one. But they're also not right for telling me to be quiet and letting those two call me out in the open like that. That's also ain't right.
Especially
So
when they said that they had your back.
exactly.
Especially after that. Okay. All right. So check this out. All right. So if there's one thing right now that you could say to, I don't know where you stand with Phantom and Slugger and the crew that I seen on the NJPW, but if there was one thing that you could say to those brothers that you labbed with for hours, that you battled that you done choreographed, you guys have done so much together. You guys have, and I know it. If there's
Right.
one thing you could say to those brothers right now, what would it be?
I apologize if I let y'all down, if I disappointed y'all in any shape or form. I didn't mean to piss off anybody or the East Krump movement, period. I just wanted y'all to get the shine. And I ain't talking about this one person. I wanted everybody to get that shine. Y'all saw it for years, what I've been doing, the Jersey Hype shorts, the Jersey Hype sessions. I wanted to do something more with it, which is why NJPW came about. That was the real co-founded thing. I wanted people to they hear us. I wanted people to hear Jersey, that Jersey Krump is real. And I wanted to keep that going as long as I can. So if y'all hearing this, I apologize on my end. I didn't want to piss you off. And I hope y'all forgive me.
And that sounds sincere to me. So we've got through. So the separation happened. So what is created out of this separation? So like, is there no longer, like, what's the future of Krump in Jersey? That's the question. That's the question.
So we already know that what they're doing is called the Garden. They call themselves the Garden now. They're going to still be doing sessions. It's basically like borrowing what was already created and just doing their own thing with it, which is good. I want them to keep going. As for me, now I'm rebranding Jersey Hype. Now I got an old friend of mine that's back in Jersey. He goes by Mayhem. I don't know if you've seen the video. I just posted up a video of us doing a lab session together. Me and him go way back when we first met each other in Philly. And now he's back in Jersey from being in Cali for almost like 6 years.
Oh wow.
Sessioning with Ruin and Simeon and like even Todd Eyes at one point. I mean, like the dude is dancing. You could tell immediately that this dude been in the West Coast alone for a while now.
Yeah.
So he's back to support me, and he doesn't like what what the other two has been doing, because like he knows that I was the creator of this movement. I was the creator of it. But yeah, for me, it's going to be a whole different ball game for Krump Jersey Hype, because now what I've been doing for Jersey Hype, I'm going to do for everybody. I want to do for the whole United States, which
Yes.
NJPW comes into play.
And before we go into that, that's what I want to talk about. I notice you're covering more. You're not just looking at Jersey now. You're broadening your scope. So I see what this is leading you to do. So it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on the entire U.S. I don't know if you're branching off to UK and all these other places. Eventually, maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer just like New Jersey. I see you covering what Tight Eyes is doing. You're covering the big moments and everything that's happening now. Would that be accurate?
That you absolutely on the ball there. And see, the key is for NJPW. Like I was a big fan. Like the idea actually came when I actually came from Arizona. Y'all know you heard about this event called what you call it? How about Desert Storm 5?
Desert Storm 5. All right, I'm gonna look it up too while we
So now I went to this event called Desert Storm 5. Now this is around the time when, you know, still I was still going through this debacle between everybody looking at me the wrong way. So I actually made a big sacrifice by heading up over there for 4 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went up there 4 days. Believe it or not, the first 2 days I was kind of semi-homeless. And because I don't know, something told me in my gut spirit to just go over there, and you really need to, like, you know, interview or probably join this tournament because everybody was going to be over at this event. I'm talking about freaking
Rex.
Montreal, Canada. Of course, Rex was over there as well. You had Europe. You had of course, the West side was over there. Some of the East bros were over there. I found out later on that I'm literally the only Jersey guy over in Desert Storm 5. So it made me feel kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, oh man, I know how people feel about me right now still. And the fact that they see me just doing it, I'm like, I don't want y'all to feel no type of way. I'm just here to support Krump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Y'all saw the interviews. I interviewed Dirty, FCD Krump, Doug, Dead End, the dude that's responsible for the whole event. I interviewed him, the clothing line, Monk. I interviewed all these great guys that be doing their own thing and actually like contribute to the Krump community. And I really appreciate them, especially FCD Krump, Dirty. He definitely inspired me to really push forward to try to expand NJPW to be more than just a broadcast. I wanted to be more of like showcasing other movements in the United States to show that Krump is not dead. It's live and popping.
Yeah, so, yes, it is.
So this goes back to what I said, what you said before. Yes. So my mission right now is to showcase almost every state that I run into. Either it's Florida, either it's Texas, either it's Arizona, which I got to go back over there, Montreal, New York, and whatever state is left in United States, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to make a NJPW Krump showcase on it. And when everything is all complete, put it all in the bubble, show the mainstream what it's all about, and let's see where it all takes us.
That's fire. I feel like it's so dope that you have a plan, and I do consider you very creative after like going through your YouTube and then learning that, you know, you're doing these shorts. You know, you try to do the podcast, you're labbing, you're going to events, you're covering things. So, you know, I feel like you are important to the Krump community, and you know, you kind of got to look at the good even in the bad, and it's like, all right, you might have lost or not lost, but you may have separated from those dudes that you first started out with. But you help promote those guys. You help provide a platform as they helped you too. You guys got through tough times. You labbed together. You guys have a bunch of memories. And now it might just be time for you to broaden your spectrum while they do what they do respectfully, you know? And
got it.
Who's to say where we'll be next year?
We got it.
You never know. New Hype City, though, like what's up? What's going on?
New Hype City. So New Hype City is with them. Is under the Garden.
Okay.
I thought it was under Jersey Hype, and then we fought against that too. So I'm like, oh, okay, or I guess New Hype City is with y'all. With a big question mark. I'm like, well, I thought it was always Jersey Hype, but I guess, you know. But in general, the person who actually came up with that was Phantom. Phantom wanted to come up with a WrestleMania event, so it's only fair and be like, yeah, maybe it should go by him. The idea, though, the person who called out the name, believe it or not, was Monster Havoc.
Shout out to Monster Havoc.
Yes.
Shout out to Monster Havoc.
He was the one that came up with the idea, but it was Phantom that wanted to go ahead and just take that name and just go out with it. So now you know. So I'm not here to show to bash anybody down. I'm trying to show the good. I feel like it's going to be good for everybody.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do with Phantom, maybe he didn't want to go that route. Doesn't mean it's a good or bad thing. Maybe it's time for us to separate. We all got our own mindset and what we want to do for this Krump community. Maybe this separation ends up being a good thing. So You know I hold a big responsibility because now everybody's looking at me, not just the dancing, because of the broadcasting and the interviews. So I call myself Big Jersey, which I've been calling myself that for years. Now
Yeah,
I'm really called Big Jersey because everybody's looking at me because I'm covering Krump beef battles and everything. So I
yeah.
gotta hold myself really accountable for what I be saying on social media now. So yeah,
Absolutely. You have a voice. You have a voice, and you have the publicity. You have the voice. You have the knowledge. You have the history within the culture. So I feel like it's only right somebody like you does it, and this may be a natural path. Do you feel like you could get on the line right now and speak with Phantom and Slugger or any of these guys? Can you call those brothers right now and have a genuine non-Krump conversation, or is the friendship kind of tainted as well at this moment?
the friendship is kind of tainted, especially for Slugger. He blocked me on social
Oh man,
media. Yeah,
shout out to Slugger. I'm gonna get you on here one day,
yeah,
Slugger.
yeah. Get Slugger on because he definitely he be saying a bunch of stuff. He loves to talk. I can tell you that right now.
Word.
As for me and Phantom, we actually got on. I actually spoke last week, and I told him, I said, I didn't know that he was gonna go the other way. I thought me and him, he was supposed to be my right hand man before Madhouse District and the NJ Pack movement that he's also representing. He was supposed to be my right hand man. It was before all this happened. If he was disappointed in me and something that what I did and a couple of things, then I understand that. But I didn't think that he was gonna break my heart like that. It's
Mm,
amazing now people be worried about, who's battling and all this stuff. You get mad about battling. This dude didn't have to do anything. The dude just went the other direction, and that broke my heart for 3 months. I was
mm,
broken for 3 months, man. I like he was. I just kept talking about. I can't believe it. I can't believe he went the other way. But he knows. I told him. And he didn't have nothing to say. He just told me. I was. What you doing and trying to tell me how to conduct myself. I'm like, dude, I don't know why you sound like that. If you're disappointed in me, then fine. We just gonna have to go our separate ways. But I'm not gonna sit here and like badmouth him and what he be doing. What he does and what he does. That's
yeah,
what I'm gonna
understood.
say.
And but like I said earlier, and I know I just have to echo the same sentiment from earlier because I've been through things with friends before too, and it just sucks when you go through so much with somebody. You build
Mhm.
these bond, you build these moments, you build these memories, and then
Right.
one fallout could just take it all away. And to me, that's what hurts the most about past friendships or people I would look to in high regard, share very personal things with, vent to, and then
Yeah.
one day it's up in smoke. It's just gone. It's over.
I think, but this all started when they made the call to kick me out of Madhouse District, and a week when I came back on social media, I had to tell everybody that I wanted to separate Jersey Heights from Madhouse because I knew right there and then I knew what was about to happen. Because say if you have something that you created and then you got something that's on sitting on top of it, but they removed you, that's something that you created, they removed you from it. So now that's making them look like the front line. And I'm like, well, we got to separate because I said, now you're going to make it seem like that I'm not running the show like on that. How's it going to make y'all making it look bad on me? So, I didn't want it to be this verbal and be this dramatic, but it ended up being that way because they kept fighting me because they thought it was on facts.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. I made some mistakes too, so I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got all the answers to everything. So
Un- Understood. But hopefully in the future, if you guys are at the same event, it's all peace, it's all love. The most I want to see is a battle, right? That's the most I want to see. But like, it really sucks to lose real friends.
you want me to tell you the truth on something? I
Uh,
did call out Phantom. I called him out.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I did call him out. It's because I told him it's a little personal now because it was some things that he should not be doing and all the things because what he be telling me up in person face to face versus what he be dishing out on social media was the total opposite.
Wow.
For example, the cold creator thing, that wasn't like he lied about that because as soon as I put the LLC on, he said he has the trademark. I'm like, I thought you didn't care about the logo, Mike. What happened? So, he was giving me these left and right. He kept on switching up on me. So I'm like, well, if you're going to do all that, man, we're going to have to get those rounds, because it wouldn't have been better. You couldn't have just said he's not on my side. Like, the less drama. But now it's rounds. Now it's rounds on site.
So this is yet to happen. So did he agree?
Yeah, he agreed. He agreed. He said, whatever has to happen, he like this what needs to be done. I said, yeah, he's just gonna shut up and just been on the dance floor like warriors. That's the best thing you can possibly do.
Yeah.
So,
wow. That's heavy, and I would be hyped to see that. One thing I can say about Phantom, he has like the natural Krump look, especially when he dresses in his dark outfits. He got the hat, the hat coming off in the battle. He got the boots, and he just looks like such a monster out there sometimes, So
Phantom be having his moments. He be having his moments.
This is someone that is labbed with you over and over and over again. He might be expecting certain things. I don't know.
We definitely, he's definitely going to be expecting something different. A lot of people was paying attention to that time when I went to Rochester, New York, and they saw a lot of different things. So they can tell that I've been labbing up and making sure I'm up there, because I have a lot of, I like to call Krump ops after me.
Krump ops. Crazy. And I did see a clip of you going off recently, and I posted under, I said, this is a focused L-Cerious. Like, you look very passionate in that clip. I was like, oh man. So Phantom versus L-Cerious, we don't know when it's going to happen, but this is going to happen.
It's going to happen. And the next probably going to end up being Slugger. Either Slugger's going to jump in. Either Slugger's going to take over for Phantom, because Slugger apparently is under Phantom. So it's a possibility he might jump in, because remember, he blocked me. So that means he probably want to get off some steam in the dance floor. So we never know.
Hey, man, like you said, I think you told me Slugger got his name from how he be swinging them arms. And
yeah,
man. So you hope you're ready for that, man. And wow. Great. I guess a few months ago, it was just a different sentiment. It's just crazy how quickly, a year ago, I'd say, it was just a different sentiment. But it's good to connect with you again, and to get you back on the platform to explain some of these things that are happening within the Krump world. And what is next? We know you spoke about the NJPW. We know about the creative endeavors and how you're going to be covering more. You as a Krumper / battler, what is next?
Oh, because that's it was one thing I noticed after when we separated, that I never realized how much I don't spoil myself enough as a Krumper. I'm just now getting used to putting my name out there every day. L-Cerious this, L-Cerious that. I'm getting used to that, and I'm just now getting used to that now. So it's like there's a couple of new things I'm figuring out while I'm by myself. So now I'm like, okay, so I guess it's time for me to really go out there, since it's just L-Cerious now. So you gotta show how big Jersey gets down. Whether they want to like me or not, I'm gonna go out here with a big smile on my face, because I don't want to be here and be like, hey, I want to battle you because I don't like you. No, I'm in here because of the love of the sport and for the culture.
Yeah. There's a bigger mission here, is what it seems. Wow, this is crazy. I'm definitely looking forward to the Phantom battle, the Slugger battle. So in 07, you feel like this battle is going to happen one day as well, or we don't really know?
It's definitely going to happen. Like I said before, we wouldn't have been battled. It's just that the situation in between that, we was getting ready for an event. Now that's out the way and we're separated, it's all on site type stuff. You know what I mean? So you never know. I might end up to Vegas one day going to the Hype Factory, and he sees me, he might call me out, or it'd be the other way around. I end up calling him out. So it all what happens then. But until then, most likely all of them's going to want the rounds. I know that for sure.
So it seems like you've taken this energy. You've become the villain in a sense.
Yeah,
right.
I'm the villain.
Now go ahead, brother.
Oh, that's it. I definitely feel like I'm the villain in this, because I got people that I thought I was cool with for years, and even they kind of changed on me. So I'm like, damn, here we go. So I'm ready for it now, man.
Yeah, but it seems like you've taken this energy and you've just, you're going to put this into yourself. Well, if y'all watching, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm covering this. I'm covering that. Here's my YouTube. Here's this what I got going on. You want to talk L-Cerious? This is what L-Cerious does. Besides your opinion of what you heard from a third person, your work is out there. They can see your work. They can see you battling. They got clips of you 7 years ago still up there on YouTube and beyond, and
Right.
your name is still relevant in the culture, man. So I like that you've taken this energy and not let it hold you back. You didn't stop doing content. You didn't go cry in the corner. You probably turned the beat on and just started labbing. For all I know, you probably just started labbing and coming up with a plan to take your brand in a direction where no one else around you can tell you how and what you should be doing.
Right.
Nobody can hold you back. Might be a little lonelier without the homies,
Yeah.
but you seems like you have a vision of what you need to do and what you will be doing moving forward.
Oh, yeah, they did it. One thing for sure, yes, it did feel kind of lonely without them. It was a big change, but I do also have a vision that I've been had back in 2011. I'm going to continue forward, and I feel like it's not going to benefit just me, but everybody else in Jersey. Once people start seeing that, they're going to be like, oh, and then they're going to start messing with me again and everybody else, and everybody going to be all together. We going to be sessioning and getting live. You probably going to be coming to the session one day. Who knows?
I'm definitely gonna pop out, man. I'm gonna need you to teach me a thing or two, man. I'm definitely interested. I look forward to linking up with you in the near future. Maybe we could do like an in-person kind of thing.
Right.
All right. So what's like the next big event in Krump, if I could? Whether it's locally, West Coast, East Coast, what's the next big thing?
The Mecca.
The Mecca. Where
over in that's just going to be in California. It's June 25th to the 30th. I'm saying this now because this guy's event, he's also an OG who I also interviewed in NJPW. His name is J Bad. He actually called out the announcement as I was in the middle of like interviewing him. So this is my way of saying thank you and returning the favor by coming to your podcast and say June 25th to the 30th, the Mecca over in Los Angeles. Be there.
Heavy, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be there with all your equipment. You probably already got your ticket. You gonna be there?
I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm planning on going to the tournament just like I did in Las Vegas. I want to do the KCS. That's what the KCS. I love the KCS. This is a guy named Doug. He doesn't even Krump at all, but this guy, he's a big supporter of Krump, and I support him 100. Like you can see, I support him. I support him so much that people thought I was part of his crew.
Oh wow, now that's support.
So yeah, bigs up to you, Doug.
Yeah, but all right, well, we are right around the 45-minute mark. That's where I like to keep it. I really enjoyed this, and once again, I want to give you the opportunity to speak to the Krump world. Anything that you would like to say to anybody, I want to give you the floor and give you the opportunity as we close out the show, brother.
As you already know, there is Krump in New Jersey. If you have checked it out, check out Krump Jersey Hype over on the YouTube, or you can check out my personal channel, L-Cerious. That's where you see all the other stuff I'll be explaining about with Krump beef and all that. Or if you're interested in seeing what's going on in the Krump culture, go on NJPW over on Instagram. That's where I show all the Krump showcasing and everything on there, as well as Facebook. So there's all that. You already know there's your boy L-Cerious, Krump Jersey Hype, coming Jersey. So I already know it's Buck over here, or Buck over Hype Jersey Hype.
Buck over. Yay, man. I love it, man. And I'm gonna tap in with you a little later, man. That was L-Cerious. Once again, I'll put all the links to the social medias and everything up here. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time, sir. And yeah, it looks like we back covering Krump. I'm excited, man. I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot more work with L-Cerious. I'm gonna shoot him over email, and you never know what you might see. You might see a Chaotic Flame beat in the Krump world one of these days. We're gonna close out the show with this one. Hit y'all with a nice little sample beat. This one is called The Flood, produced by yours truly, Chaotic Flame. Like, comment, subscribe. We almost at 300. I need like 2 of y'all. I need 2 of y'all to subscribe so we can get 300. 2 people subscribe to the channel. We're going to close out. This is The Flood, produced by yours truly. Shout out to Rakita. Hey.